Hi everyone, Assalamualaikum. Welcome back to our channel.
If you are new to this channel, we post our videos twice weekly. Horror mukbang on the midweek, and on the weekends we post our vlogs where we venture out to find good halal food in Singapore.
That's right guys, that's what we do on our channel. We stuff our faces while we talk about horror stories as well as experiences.
If you have been loving our content so far, make sure to hit the subscribe button below and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you can get all the latest notifications, updates whenever we post a new video. And my name is Swandi.
And my name is Emily. So this week, what are we having, Abang?
We are having meats.
Yeah.
Lots of meats today.
So we have prepared grill. We have prepared sirloin steak as well as ribeye steak. The last time we did beef, the shabu shabu meat,
yes,
which is very easy to grill. This week we go with a tikka meat. So let's start cooking. This is the sirloin steak. Let's do one sirloin
and one ribeye.
One ribeye. Wow, my God! And over here, guys, we have prepared this little thing here. This is actually a good trick, guys. if you're short of matches, just use pasta. No, I'm not kidding.
Alright guys, time to flip it on the other side.
Flip it. So we have mozzarella cheese here, and we have this small tiny little grill. Not sure if it's gonna work because supposedly we need 3 of the tea light, but right now we only have 1. Ooh, it might just be working, guys. I think, one day I'll try to use to make a roll omelette. So the stories that we are gonna tell today is about third eye, right? I can imagine that it is quite creepy to be able to see creatures or spirits from another world all the time, right?
Yeah.
Some people call it a gift. Well, I don't. Yeah, I think I call it a curse. Yeah, because to me it's just creepy to be able to, if worse, you can't differentiate whether it's human being or an earthly creature. Right? Yeah. So what do you think about?
I think it could be both a gift and a curse, depending on how you use it. You see, sometimes you can use it to help others. You can be terrified for it for for the rest of your life. But for myself, like you also know that I can even sometimes see, right? But for me, it depends on what are the things that you are able to see. Sometimes things that is so creepy enough that scares you, of course it's to you it's like a burden. But if to see that something that can help someone else, why not? It's a gift.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Maybe we can cut it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa. Guys, the smell. Careful, don't scratch the grill.
How can I?
Okay. Wait.
Okay, you can tell your story, Abang.
Okay, so let me tell you the first story. So this brings me to a story. It's about this writer and her cousin who has the ability to see what others can't. Right? So this writer has an older cousin who has the third eye since he's young. I think you try not to mix it like that we can know that this is the ribeye and then what is the steak.
Okay.
So, lucky for them, the cousin usually doesn't say anything in front of anyone whenever she saw anything unworldly lah. So, like I was saying just now, I was engrossed with Emily's cutting. So, I was saying just now, lucky for them, the cousin usually doesn't say anything in front of anyone whenever they saw anything unworldly. But she did mention before, if she suddenly becomes very quiet or asks the rest to walk away, they must follow her instructions. Her cousin used to stay in very rural area in northern Johor, which is near Malacca.
Oh.
Yeah. So in a small village around 20 to 23 years ago, as a young kid, the writer used to visit her home all the time. So there was a makeshift Indian shrine behind her home near a small stream, and they always played there together with other cousins whenever they visited them. Then this is so cute.
Yeah.
Like Jello. So then when this is afternoon when it's about to rain at about I think 4 to 5 p.m.
Okay.
While we were also we were playing, we throw away the pets
Yeah.
near the shrine. Okay, when they were playing around near the shrine, out of nowhere, she shouted at them, "Come back
shouted?
now!"
Who
Yeah, the cousin, the older cousin.
The cousin who can see.
Yeah,
the...
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Come back now! Come back now! He's like that. And she ran. The writer ran towards them lah. The writer ran towards them.
Why suddenly she shout?
That's the thing.
Guys, I'm gonna make a rap.
So she pulled them away and led them home. Okay, so it was only a few months later when they had another gathering that she told them what happened.
Okay.
She said she saw an Indian ghost while trying to play with them, and the ghost seemed like it was attracted to them and wanted to join them. It looked also like it was trying to disturb one of them. So that's why maybe he tried to like, come on, right? So the ghost didn't look friendly and seemed to have evil intentions. Then suddenly, an Indian god that resembled the god at the makeshift shrine. Maybe because you can see it's the shrine, right? You can see the god down there.
At the beginning, right?
Yeah. So that was when she shouted at the rest of them to come home immediately. Okay, let us slow. So another story was told to us by the writer's mom's close friend. She was giving birth in a private hospital in west of Singapore about like 20 years ago. So after giving birth that night and rested at her bed, suddenly at around 4 p.m. She was awakened by someone pulling at her blanket and also her arm.
You.
Scary, right? So the thing said, "You are sleeping on my bed.
What?
Get out!" She said. So all along, she had been praying to Guan Yin, I think one of the Buddhist god, right? And Erlang Shen, and suddenly she said she saw Erlang Shen appeared and took the ghost away.
Oh.
Yeah, lucky for her. So a few years later, this auntie went to learn from a master and eventually founded a home temple to help others, to help others walk away evil and pray for people. She is not a medium though, and she mainly does praying, feng shui, and helping people to set up altars and at home. Yeah. So that's the end of my story. So what about you, Adik? What's your story for this
Can
week?
you
What is it?
put
The fuel? I fuel.
fuel?
Fuel for the beef. Okay, that's enough I think.
I'm gonna make kimchi wrap. Alright, gang. So my story this week is a little bit dark.
Look how dark it is.
No, it's true. This story is about a sibling. This story is a story of sibling ghostly encounter in Malaysia, somewhere in Senawang Highway. So first and foremost, the writer of the story and his brother, they are gifted with a unique sixth sense. That means third eye lah. Some people would call it as third eye. They are able to see. Now the cheese became like mochi. What is this? Sorry, gang. I wanted to tell the story, but I was distracted by the cheese. I thought it would be like a cheese pool, but it's like mochi. Seriously, it's not even hot.
I'm sorry, I think it's because of it's my fault that I switched on the fan. So the fire was like
Flickering? I don't know. Oops. Let it be hot. Please be hot. Oh, it's melting. Yay. Oh, yeah. Woohoo! Jamu kesemida. Oh, it's gonna be hot, this one. I better eat it with It's a game changer. Bakal lu.
oh yeah. See, it's melting. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Cheese and beef. That's it.
Okay. So, first and foremost, the writer of this story and his brother are gifted with a unique sixth sense. Some people call it the third eye, right? So they are able to see spirits, and the writer realized his special ability at a tender age of 11 years old. So the story goes like this. The writer had gone to Malaysia and with his family and friends. It was about 4:30 p.m. Their convoy was making its way. Excuse me. Their convoy was making their way down back to Singapore from Malaysia at about 4:30 p.m. Right? The writer was in the car with his mother and brother. His brother was driving at the same time when the car engine started to heat up abnormally
Oh.
and had to be pulled over at the side of the road. Their friends in the other cars had to proceed because their children had to go to school early in the morning. So there they were, the three of them, stranded somewhere in Senawang Highway. While waiting for the car to cool down, some of the locals looking to make a quick buck would stop and try to help them. Of course, there was nothing for them to do because the car was a Continental car and the only person who know what to do with the car was the mechanics, their own mechanics. So he tried to call his mechanics in Singapore and told the mechanics what happened to them and what happened to the car. The mechanics told him that he could only be there not earlier than 1 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. It was at 4:30, right?
Yeah, because he also needs to travel, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it was at 4:30 and the mechanic can be there only at about 1 a.m.
I see.
Because the mother's writer, she is an elderly woman, and she cannot walk too far. She's also sickly lah. They stayed where the car. They stayed by the car instead of walking some 2 kilometers to a guest house that the writer saw earlier. They actually passed by the guest house, and then he saw that there was a guest house, and then the car stopped. I think 2 kilometers after the guest house. The writer's mother, because she wasn't feeling too well, decided to just stay in the car, along with the two brothers. The days slowly grew darker, and their surroundings got quieter as well. At the same time, they were getting cold, tired, and hungry, and the writer needed to go to the toilet. As time passed, they realized that there was hardly anyone driving by. They were totally alone. His brother, feeling restless, decided to go out for a smoke. He sat on the railing by the road. Behind him was a drain, and further back, trees and thick shrub. Feeling cold and full bladder, the writer had to relieve himself urgently. The brother told him calmly that perhaps this isn't quite a good idea to go into the bush on his own. So he opened the car doors, and he proceeded to squat between them while the brother kept a lookout. While he relieved himself at the distant trees, although it was dark, but because the moonlight was shining bright, he could see 3 human figures perched on the trees. Yeah, so the tree, there's 3 human figures standing on the tree, like birds lah. He stared harder, the writer, while he was doing his business. He stared harder at those 3 figures and saw that they were girls, and they were pretty young girls.
But in first place, how did he know that that's a ghost?
He can see ma.
Oh, okay.
He has third eye ma. What? He thought to himself. Why were they in an odd bird-like position?
Okay.
Instantly, he saw one of the girls went close to the brother's ears. Like, initially she was perched on the trees, right? And suddenly, like, quick second, one of the girls just approached the brother.
Oh.
Yeah. And whispered something in the brother's ear. His brother, startled, of course, right? Jumped off the railing and ran towards the car. At this point, the writer jumped up as well. The girl pointed at the writer and squealed a laughter so chilling that drove him near insanity. The writer didn't know what got into him at that point of time. He suddenly became hysterical and started laughing uncontrollably at the girl. That made the girl really angry. His brother pushed him into the car, wound the window, slammed and locked the doors. When they thought that was it, the writer turned around and there she was, right outside the car window, staring with wide elongated eyes. The girl who was earlier very pretty is now looking extremely ugly.
Oh.
She looked really mad and definitely malevolent. The writer was so scared that he yelled uncontrollably, and his brother took out the Quran and started reading some verses. Just like how she arrived, she suddenly disappeared. Now, everything became quiet, but not for too long. Okay. Suddenly, he heard knocking on the window. He quickly checked with his mom if she was doing it. The mom said no. The brother said that it was that female creature, the spirit. At this point, even the mom could sense something. But strangely, only the brother and the writer could see the female creature, but not the mom. Because the mom is not gifted with the third eye.
Yeah.
By this time, he saw two of the girls outside of the car, but not the third one. The brother continued on reading the Quranic verses. Soon, they saw bright lights coming their way. Thankfully, it was the tow truck sent by their Singapore mechanic. The mechanic got worried for their safety, knowing that it's not that safe to be on a highway with a broken down vehicle, especially in Malaysia. So he called a towing company from Senawang to tow the car to Malacca, where they could stay a night and be picked up the next day. It was around 8:40 p.m. when the tow car arrived. So they were actually around 4 hours. They were stranded there for around 4 hours. The writer and his mom sat on the car while the brother sat in the tow truck with the driver. He sat at the driver's seat and the mom at the back. So all was well, he thought. Suddenly, he heard someone breathing by his ear. He turned, and to his horror, there was where she was.
Huh?
Right next to him.
Oh my. Please.
Yeah. He looked at her. She was pretty on one side of the face, but on the other side of the face, it was rotting.
Yeah.
With
Always
maggots
happens.
coming out.
Yeah.
She was in a long white gown with long hair and sunken eyes. Her head bleeding profusely. She was in a horrendous state. Yeah. The writer wanted to vomit from the sight he saw. He let out a bloody scream and pleaded with her to leave them alone. She yelled back at him, asking him to apologize for laughing at them. He apologized repeatedly, and just like that, she was gone. In the tow truck, the driver told his brother that the place where they were stranded at, it was actually haunted.
Oh, okay.
There were many accidents there, one after another. The writer's car, being the state it was, could also have been the doings of the angry spirit stranded there. So that's the end of my story. What do you guys think of that story?
Well, I'm sure some of you will happen that doesn't have to be in Malaysia, right? Even in Singapore itself, like expressway in Singapore, I'm sure you will experience that. I don't want to say where, but I'm sure some of you did experience.
May have experienced that. I don't know, but I hope it never happened to me. I mean, if I am the writer, I would freaking wait until 1 AM sia. Tak apalah, kena UTI pun tak apa.
So, regarding about this, the Emily's story, right? It could happen whereby the ghost is the one that creates all the problem to the car.
Yeah, we have heard of stories where car being stranded at highways or expressway, and it's that thing's doing lah.
So, do you ever heard, like in Malaysia, I heard But I'm not too sure how true it is because this is just a rumor, whereby people see this yellow car, an old Volkswagen car,
I think it's at Karak Highway.
Karak Highway. So, but still, I'm not too sure. Okay, this is just could be rumors. So.
I have this one.
And I always like my food to be this hot, whereby it's still hot and eat it. But some people they don't like it to be this hot. Well,
by the way, guys, garlic is good for you.
garlic can reduce your cholesterol. Yeah. But not entirely, of course.
I think. You know what I think? You and Aya can still go, right? I mean, but not all the time. I'm not.
But I can.
I can't say it because maybe because they are scared of me. Because maybe they think this kid is crazy. Like, who cut their own hair as a child? Probably will be thinking like, this kid is too crazy for me to disturb. I don't know. Lydia can also see it.
Huh?
Lydia.
Oh,
I don't know whether.
She saw the one at our old house. Remember?
Yeah. There are a few occasions that she can actually see things.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Even at her own house.
Ah, okay.
I mean, I did a session with Lydia actually, but for some reason, the card was damaged. So the story was actually in there where she told me, her story about penanggal. Yeah, she saw a penanggal outside of her house. Yeah, there was quite a few occasions that she can actually see things. Okay.
But for me, personally, I do still like hot things that you know still like while it's still bubbly hot and even like steamboat. I like it, yeah. There's one more there.
Oh. Like most of my Chinese friends, they do like hot steaming stuff. Like for most of my Malay friends, they don't mind eating cold stuff, like nasi padang and stuff like that. It's not hot, mah.
But usually it's being served hot.
Apa tu?
Nasi padang.
No lah, when we tapau back to office, it's not cold anymore, mah. So they don't really look for microwave or whatever. Fuel.
Okay, so that is all the stories that we have for you this week. We hope to have you join us again next week. Okay?
So before that, don't forget to subscribe to our channel And don't forget to turn on the notification bell.
Also, please click on the like button. Don't forget to comment.
And please share this video with whomever you know. Be nice to everyone and be kind to animals. We'll see you again next week. Bye.
Bye.
Assalamualaikum.